Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
For the road.
What if just my whole spine cracked like Bella right now? just
honestly
out.
Not surprising, not out of the realm of possibility, you know.
Honestly, I agree.
Knowing you and your body and the fun ways it works,
it would be very on brand if nothing else.
Right. And you are always committed to the bit, so I think that just makes sense.
That's true. Everything I do is for the brand, always.
Yeah. TM.
Always and forever. And that's just who I am. Yeah. That's it. Been on brand since the day I arrived on this planet.
Since I walked up on the scene.
And will continue to be for forever and always.
I love that. Yes. Stay true.
Stay true. You know? Just gonna casually crack all my bones.
Yeah.
It's just who
everyone is just clicking out already. Just like, oh, we're gonna do bone talking right now? That's what this podcast
hey, that's us. Welcome to Into the Bone Talk.
Ayo.
Hey. No, that's not us. Preferably just because that's not helpful.
Yeah.
Or sustainable for an hour.
No.
I feel like I might run out of stuff to pop.
At some point I'd beg you to stop. And that would be maybe 10 seconds in.
Yeah, I feel like that would be reverse ASMR.
Yeah.
I feel like the only person that I could think of whose ASMR is just bone cracking needs to seek something.
Yeah. So you gotta check something out, you know?
Yeah. Is that what chiropractors get into medicine for? Is they just really let...
It's just their kink. They're just really horny for bone cracking.
That just feels like the worst possible thing, right? It's like you really want to help people. You really want to support their well-being.
Yeah.
But you hate the sound of bones, right? But you're like so good at it.
Right.
You're so good at snapping bones.
It's your gift to the world.
Right. That would be my nightmare.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about bones now. Hi, welcome into Twilight.
Hello. On to your regularly scheduled non-bone programming.
Non-bone programming, just regular, cryptid, horny, non-car fucking talk.
We went a week without you bringing up the Cars universe.
I did receive feedback to not talk about that anymore, so I won't.
Yeah, and you're receiving feedback from me directly, your co-host and friend. I've been pretty clear on my wishes at this topic.
I will make you a promise that I won't talk about it anymore until the inevitable day that we do meet, and I will be dressed as one of the cars from the Cars universe.
You pull up in the Pope-mobile.
Yep. And I will, the first words out of my mouth will be, life is a highway.
Stop.
Because this whole time I've been sponsored by Pixar. How are you?
I'm doing pretty okay. Besides the fact that Chicago is the Arctic.
Well,
which, like, we know this, but it's also, like, it hasn't been for a while, and people are like, oh, maybe we're just not getting winter because it hasn't snowed all year. And then it was like, hey, fuck you, you doubted me, you little bitch. And so it's been snowing every day for 2 weeks, and it's been icicles everywhere. But my happy thing is that I've been back on my Duolingo bullshit.
Ah, yes. That app,
that very passive-aggressive fucking bird-ass bitch. I've been inspired because I saw this, like, TikTok a couple weeks ago that was, like, this person getting into feuds with people on Duolingo, which is, like, this is how I can really make it a routine, is if I just try to fight people and win on Duolingo.
Sure,
because there's a ranking feature to it where it's, like, if you practice a lot and you get a lot of XP or whatever, you get on a leaderboard. And I'm like, all right, bitch, let's fucking win Duolingo. Let's try 100%. To win.
Yeah, that's what I need.
That's what I need. And here, I'm here. I'm trying my best.
Here's the thing about Duolingo, first of all. It's a bird.
Yes.
And that's a major blocking point.
Yeah. It's a hard barrier of entry for me specifically.
It's a hard stop.
Yeah.
Second of all, very much like Co-Star.
Yeah.
It's so angry.
Yeah.
All the time.
Incredibly antagonistic.
It is. It's like, it's just like, what's up, fucker?
Yeah.
Learn languages with me. And it's just like,
I notice you haven't opened the app in a day. I guess you want to give up. Is that it?
Right.
I guess you're done. You're quitting.
It very much is what I imagine like an older brother in an 80s movie is like.
Yeah, totally.
It's just like, oh, guess who's the wimp now?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't deal with this right now.
That's a very healthy and valid boundary you have, but I guess I just want a bird to yell at me.
Now that I know I can make people upset.
Yeah.
Within the app that makes me upset, there's that almost cancels stuff out.
Yeah, it is compelling, I will say. It almost outweighs the just negging that I get from that stupid bird every day.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, listen, hey. I'm doing.
Yeah.
It is snowing here, which in the Pacific Northwest does not happen.
Yeah.
Very often. If anything, it happens in February, usually like once a year.
Right.
And it's just a little bit. It's just like a, hey, we're here. And so I always welcome it because it's very nice. Usually it would mean that we don't have school. But now it's like, hey, you still have school?
Hey.
You know what? I changed my happy thing.
Ooh.
I'd initially thought I was going to bring something else, but I have a different happy thing. I have realized I have created a monster out of one of my cats.
Beautiful.
One of my cats who is frequently on our podcast, Spooks, my black cat.
Friend of the pod, Spooks.
Frequent friend of the pod, who is a trash monster. He plays with garbage all the time, like most cats, but has, for all we know, always eaten dry food, and prior to us had a family in Hawaii. Has not been a big fan of treats.
Right.
I found out this week loves shrimp.
Oh, shit.
I have made a monster.
So you've made a fancy boy. You've made a fancy boy.
So I was eating salad rolls, as I ought to do, because they bring me joy. And this motherfucker would not back off out of my food. And I was like, please, sir, don't eat my shrimp. And then I finally relented. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, these don't have any spices. They don't have any oil on them. Fuck it. Right. I'm just going to give him a bite. Because he wants it. And I was like, he's not going to eat it, so it's fine. And then he did. And he screamed at me. And this cat, when I tell you, like, he'll sometimes scream on this when he wants to talk. But, like, usually when he wants food, he doesn't usually talk at me. He very much talks at Chris.
Yeah.
He screamed at me. My cat now loves shrimp and is expecting it every day. And I don't have shrimp. I don't have a shrimp vending machine, though that would be fucking awesome. And I would use it regularly.
So sick. Just anytime you want shrimp.
That would be a heaven.
I can't wait to buy him just a tiny cat monocle and top hat for his new refined palate, his new sensibilities.
Speaking of expensive, we have a couple current events to talk about here.
Ooh, we do.
We have some Jamie Dornan news.
And
I think it's been a minute since we've just had regular Jamie Dornan news to talk about.
Yeah. Just some wholesome, regular schmegular Jamie Dornan content.
Just Jamie Dornan being a regular dad.
Yeah, just dad news.
Just dad news. And so this is news coming out of Contact Music, which I don't know is a site so much as it's just an aggregator of Jamie Dornan content.
Yeah, we have, before we dive into the meat and bones of this thing, we gotta look at the related tab, which is just every aggregated article they have that starts with Jamie Dornan, one of which is Jamie Dornan's improv terror, which really strikes a chord with me specifically.
I'm incredibly curious of what that entails.
Yeah, but that is not what we're talking about today.
Yeah. Jamie Dornan, who I continue to forget is in Trolls World Tour.
Yeah. Arguably his greatest role.
100%. Was in this fantastic movie.
Yeah.
And wanted to show his daughters. So he bought it on iTunes. Not just once. But because of the fact that I think it was out, like, I want to say that he kept, like, renting it.
Right.
Yeah,
because Trolls World
like,
Tour was, like, one of the first, like, digital releases.
Yes, that's
from
right.
the Newtons, because, like, that was the first big, like, studio thing that, like, had a release
Thank
date
you.
that was going to be around then. And so they were, like, they went really hardcore in on a digital. It was the first time they did, like, the $20 rental situation thing. So
God,
that they
that
could
feels
make
like
money off
forever
of
ago.
it. Yeah. And so because it was $20, he must have rented it enough times to have spent $300
Unreal.
on Trolls World Tour. A movie that he was in and could have just gotten a copy of.
Only
play
for him
whenever
to,
he
like,
wants.
tell his agent, hey, I want this digitally for my kids to watch. And they would have been like, 100%, got you. And instead, no, he just spent $300 renting it over and over again.
God, that's so good. It's so good.
I love that that's such a fucking dad thing to do.
Yeah.
And, like, dude, I got, like, you're gonna get some of the royalties, but you're not gonna get all that $300 back.
No. that is lost to the void, my friend. That is not yours.
That is going straight in Universal's pocket. I just love the idea that, like, he has got 3 very young daughters.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, sure, got it, here. It just feels it reminds me a lot of like, a year ago when people were just like, yes, sure, go. Like,
Right. Yeah,
whatever
fuck
you
it.
need.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk a little bit about this TikTok news?
Absolutely. This is important content.
I agree.
The people need to know, and I'm sure they do know, because I think I've seen this pop up on my For You page a couple times.
I think so, too.
randomly. But there's a TikTok user whose username is newpoop15.
I love it. It's great. It's great.
But her actual name is Cheyenne Alger, also known as newpoop15, famously, has been reading Twilight one line at a time every day on TikTok since November 25th.
Very long time.
Yes, I'm ecstatic. I'm a huge fan of this idea, this concept, the drive.
And I love this concept because I know that this has happened with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I love this idea of short form content where you have to be incredibly innovative with how you can express it.
Right.
So I love these ideas. I'm all for different variations of them. So
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
more than willing to support all different forms.
Yeah. And open invite, new Poop
Oh,
15.
100%. Yes. New Poop 15, you are
You wanna
welcome
slide in.
on the show
Talk
anytime.
about the process, the journey.
Yes. How are you doing now that you are at least 60 days in?
Yeah.
Because
Godspeed.
holy shit, that you are going to be there for a while. So Godspeed.
Yeah. Steph does love her short lines too. So really you're gonna
Oh my God.
you're gonna be there for a minute probably.
The amount of TikToks that are going to include murmur feels exhausting.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm so sorry. Godspeed. We have some Robert Pattinson news.
Yes. Let's go.
Written by Edward Lauder.
So
Themselves.
wink.
So another one of those that's, written by a real person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wink. Air quotes.
Yeah. This is wild, first of all. Because
Yeah.
anytime that I have to be reminded of the fucking movie from September that
Devil all the time.
Yes, it's just I try so hard to forget about it.
And his little voice.
And his little fucking voice, it kills me.
Yeah.
But yet here we are.
Yes, nevertheless we persist.
I love this article that's on small screen. because Edward does a great job of advocating for Robert Pattinson and being like, this man is doing great work.
Yeah. This guy is out
man.
here.
I want him to do all of the things. The one that this piece is written about, though, that I think is incredibly interesting is that according to this, Robert has been or is currently in talks to play H.H. Holmes in The Devil in the White Cry by Martin Scorsese.
This is all of our interests combined.
I would lose my shit.
I would die.
He would do such a good job.
I think he would be great because he's very good at being unhinged, as we know. And
He
he's
is
also
unhinged,
just great
yes.
in general. Yes, because he's an unhinged man.
Yeah.
He's really playing from the heart. But just for the behind-the-scenes photos that we'll get of him hanging out with Marty might make me cry.
100%.
I think that would be the best collab. That'd be so fun. That'd be so good.
Because you know that, like, Robert would fangirl so hard.
Absolutely. Because
Would,
Robert is like capital C cinephile. Like, he actually loves
real.
movies. And like to hang out and work with Marty, the man.
The man.
The man, the myth, the legend. My favorite small king. Martin Scorsese.
Oh my god. I also, on this note,
Yes.
not to toot my own fucking horn,
Please do.
but I told you all, and I got so much shit
Yeah.
for this, of connecting the dots in Midnight Sun of Edward Cullen and H.H. Holmes.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not a true crime, like, expert.
Yeah.
I just like it.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is that when I talked about Edward Cullen and H.H. Holmes, I didn't get a lot of shit for it, but I got a lot of people who were like, actually,
Yeah.
that makes no sense.
A couple of actuallys in the comments, which is more than I'd ever like to see.
I am just saying that the red string here is all connected.
You're a prophet.
I am a prophet.
You're looking into the great beyond, and you're seeing H.H. Holmes.
This further connects MCR to H.H. Holmes.
Stop it.
And I'm just saying it's all connected. So,
God. Ugh. I mean, you're not wrong.
so Stephanie,
but I
what do you
hate
have to
that
say
you're
to
not.
yourself?
Yeah. What's up, Steph?
What's up?
What's up?
It's all connected is what I'm saying.
All right, buckos, buckle up. Strap in. This is a beautiful thing that has happened.
We have our mom in this podcast.
Yes.
Our mom,
Yes.
Kelly Beck. We need to talk about the royal the royal hour mom.
Yes.
Who I don't know if I can even say her first name. I don't know if I feel comfortable.
Okay, well, I will do it. I will do it
Thank
for
you. Thank you.
Phoebe Bridgers' mom, whose name is Jamie Bridgers, but we can just call her Phoebe's mom.
She's got to go
Phoebe's mom. A video resurfaced, or like I guess was recently put on TikTok of her, because apparently she does like comedy, like live shows and stuff on YouTube with this thing called Uncabaret. Apparently during one of these shows, she talked about how she was reading Midnight Sun.
Wild. Like,
Which
what
is,
the fuck?
Which is wild. And she kept saying that she was so mad because they never bone. And she's like, this whole time they're just talking and talking and talking and there's nothing. And I love it so much.
There is so much about this that I feel like understanding Phoebe Bridgers, I was like, yes, I get it.
Yes.
Sad girl.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
But there was a piece that always didn't make sense. And now I've had a chance to virtually meet Mrs. Bridgers, and all the pieces connect.
Yeah. The stars
like-
are aligning.
It's like when you go over to a friend's house for the first time and you meet their parents and you're like, oh, I get it. This is the person who raised you.
Who made you? Yeah.
The only person who could have raised such a sad bitch like you is this funny ass person.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, okay. So emo child, you, was raised by funny person. Got it. Okay. I see now how the dynamic here happened.
Yeah.
And yes, I get it. It makes a lot of sense. Because I can very much see Mrs. Bridgers being like, yeah, let's talk about Midnight Sun. If you being like, oh my god. While also being like, yeah, my mom fucking rocks. So
yeah.
I get it. I appreciate her. I think she was hilarious. That clip of her talking about Midnight Sun, when Cody said it to me, I died.
It is so funny.
It's so funny. And also they look so much alike.
Yeah, they look identical. It's pretty nuts.
The genes in that family are strong.
Yeah.
It is wild. Mrs. Bridgers, open invitation.
Yes.
Please.
Hello.
I don't know that enough people ask you about Midnight Sun. We will always ask you about Midnight Sun.
Every question we can.
We will talk to you about Midnight Sun for the rest of time. We don't need to talk about your daughter. Let's talk about you and Midnight Sun.
You. It's all I want.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Let's talk about you and these pearls and them boots.
Yes.
Anyways, the host.
Yes.
I got to redirect it towards Wanda and fucking that their name is Wanda.
We just listen. I will still say Wanderer. That's their chosen name. Wanda was thrusted upon them.
For real. Like,
to make everyone else's lives easier, but we will not stand.
Like, Jeb wants to be around Wanderer.
Yeah.
Considers them a friend and is like, yeah, but I'm gonna call you Wanderer. Yeah, call him Wanderer. Don't be like, Wanda this, Wanda that. This is my friend Wanda. Like, no.
Mamma mia.
I do love the idea of just, like, making one of the little, like, bedroom caves, like, Italian cafe themed. Just for fun.
I just like the idea that this whole time Wanderer was Italian.
But just, like, very cheesy Italian.
Right. Yeah, it was one of the planets, like one of the very niche, very specific planets. It was just all, like, a very fake little Italy that they lived in for a while. And they just co-opted that accent and hasn't been able to revert back.
That's one thing that, like, Stephanie was very adamant about, but forgot. Like, the editor just, like, removed this whole time. I can't wait for when we watch it and Saoirse Ronan has, like, a very fake Italian accent. Fuck. I can't wait. When we left off, Wanda had been talking to Jeb and Jamie. Fuck, there's so many J names, I forgot about this. And
every week we do this.
every week, it's just like, whose J name am I gonna blend with the other J names? They'd gone to sleep, but Wander had, like, a shadow over their sleeping figure. And we were like, oh no, the Jaws theme, it's coming up. We don't know what's gonna happen. And then this chapter started. But it's fine. It was just Jamie. Like, it's fine.
It's fine. It wasn't a ghost. It wasn't someone bad.
It wasn't Jared.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, this Jared.
Coast
it wasn't the subway Jared. It's fine.
Yeah.
Speaking of which...
Oh, God.
What the fuck is going on with Subway right now?
Are you talking about the tuna thing? Or is there another new thing? Okay. Yeah, at this point, how many Subway items have been deemed legally not the foods they claim to be? I think it's 2 at least.
It's at least 2.
Because it's bread. They were like, that is not legally bread.
Not legally
which is like
bread.
A couple years ago. And then now tuna, which is not legally tuna.
Who is going to tell Jessica Simpson that she's, like, right?
Yeah, right.
When are we going to go back? Like, I know that there's a cultural shift happening right now where, like, the mainstream is giving Britney Spears... like, her due justice.
We're finally listening to the wronged women of popular culture in the last couple decades, you know.
Which is happening during Black History Month, which is like, okay.
Yeah, interesting.
But is Jessica Simpson going to happen next? Because, like...
honestly, I wish.
Because I remember there was, like, that brief blip that happened when people were reading her memoir, and they were like, hey, she's not dumb. Like,
yeah, right.
I know that they'd had that huge moment when she was like, is the chicken of the sea, but, like, she's not dumb.
Yeah.
As someone who had crushes on both Jessica and Ashley Simpson, I get it.
I think we're desperately in need of a Ashley Simpson revisit.
100%.
Culturally.
Because they fucked both of them over. Both the chicken of the sea moment and that SNL moment.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It shows you how much I don't care about this book when I'm like, let's just read The Simpsons instead. Anyways. So Jamie comes back and he's like, hey, I know that you're sleeping, but, like, can we talk? instead. And just, like, dive bombs on the bed. Like, very younger brother energy, from what I can tell.
Is this he taken?
Just dive bombs, farts, like, gives noogie. I don't know what siblings do, but, like, that's what I can imagine. And what I love about this, too, is all we knew about this room is I think that there was, like, some green stuff. There was some guy stuff. There was, like, a cherry blossom curtain. And Wander was like, this is someone's room, but I don't know whose it is. Ooh. And Jamie was like, I don't understand why you're being weird in here. And Wander was like, because this isn't your room. Go back with Jeb. And he's like, fuck you. This is my room. I mean, this is Jared and Mai's room, but, like, whatever.
Yeah.
And Wander's like, oh no, I've been in Jared's room this whole time. He's gonna fucking snap my neck. Oh no. But it was fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but Jamie gives me and I think I said this last week too, but, like, Jerry, no.
You just said both of those names at once.
This is killing me. Jamie is giving me strong Seth energy. The more I learn about him.
Very, like, supportive and soft and, like, just listening, you know?
And we don't know a lot about Jamie.
Right.
But because the fact that I think Stephanie only knows how to write one younger brother type of character.
Right.
I'm like, yes, this is Seth. Therefore, I love him.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Because he does the, like, I'm not a kid, Wanda. I can take care of myself.
Yeah.
And so as soon as he starts to, like, settle in, and Doc is still, like, there by the corner. I don't really know how Jamie got in without, like, kicking his head or something. Right. But sure. Jamie starts to divulge what Jeb had shared in the chapters before, which is the theory that Melanie is still in Wanderer's head.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when Melanie very much pipes up.
It's like, hello.
Like, hello.
Me?
You talking about me?
I'm
here. What's up? And so this is the part that gets very sad. Because Jamie starts to cry.
Mm-hmm.
And starts to cry a lot. And he starts to shake. And he's like, I don't, could this happen? Hey, so I thought Jeb was joking, but could this happen?
Right.
Is my sister still in the body that looks like my sister? Because I thought that was a joke. And Wander's like, well, fuck. Maybe.
Who can say?
Who can say? And just kind of shakes her body around like a 8-ball. It's like, yes. Did you ever want to drink the liquid that was in one of those 8-balls?
Probably. There is something to it. It does have a big forbidden snack energy. Absolutely. There is something to it. Kind of the same with, like, a lava lamp, you know?
For real.
Where it's just like, I know this will kill me.
When I found out that was just, like, water and oil, I got so sad. I was like, God damn it, dude.
Like, can we not have any whimsy?
I thought that was one of those, like, oh yeah, it's in the Dead Sea. Like, that's
right.
It's one of those, like, magic potions. But yeah, it was very pure when Wander was like, yeah. So Mel's here. And Mel is special because this doesn't happen to most people.
Right.
And it was very pure.
Yeah.
I thought from the way that Stephanie wrote this about, like, the fact that Doc wasn't snoring anymore, I thought shit was gonna pop off, and then it did.
Right.
And I got very excited.
It seemed like it was, because, like, every time we get into, like, a very confessional, like, oh, Wander's telling more information than they probably should, you know, it's always like, there should be danger around the corner, because at some point, this might be, you know, powerful information that will be their demise. And it's like, nope, seems to be good so far.
We're literally a third of the way through this book.
Yeah.
This is very Stephanie of, like, we're gonna get 80% of the way through this book, and then shit's gonna pop off.
Yeah, the last 50 pages will just be like 3 wars and like
Literally.
like so many different things.
Another species is gonna come through and be like, y'all need to knock this shit off.
Titular main characters will just be introduced.
God damn it. And that's why people have been waiting for another book of the host this whole time.
Yeah, seriously.
Is they just need like a conclusion from this.
Right. Yeah.
God damn it, Stephanie. It's just because like the equivalent of the Volturi comes through in the last 10 pages.
Right, literally.
Is like, y'all need to knock this shit off. I'm warning you. Anyways, we also find out that apparently Melanie no longer hates Wander, and
good to know.
So that's a good update. And then they sleep for a while, which is a great update as well. Yeah. Lots of sleep talk. And then Jeb comes through and he's like, "What's up, fuckers? It's
time to get to work. Time to start doing it up, bitches. Let's go."
And if you are filling out your bingo board for a Stephanie Meyer text, specifically a science fiction Stephanie Meyer text, this is now when we get into the dystopian section of every dystopian / science fiction text has a farming moment.
Somewhere. Hidden.
Somewhere.
And just to pop up.
So if you've been craving a Hunger Games, let's go out in the forest and hunt moment. Right. Or you've been craving a Divergent, let's go out and till the land moment. Right. I'm so excited to tell you that is what's happening right now.
We're here. We've made it.
We're here. So Jeb and Ian and Wander go into the cave and they go out and till the land for 8 hours.
As you do.
As you do. And then Jeb says, "Well, good work. We're going to seed and water this tomorrow." And then the chapter ends.
Just a nice little interlude, a little farming interlude.
Because, like, as the audience is clear when reading this, it is very obvious to Wander, like, oh, the people in this place don't like me. Maybe.
Right.
That's why I have these 2 very strong members of the community around me. Right. Oh, it's super interesting that as soon as I walked into this space, no one was talking. Oh, it's so weird. No one has been talking while tilling the land for 8 hours.
Right.
But that's it for the whole chapter. That's it. That's it. And then chapter 24 starts. And if you had been missing more of Wander bathing or going to the bathroom in general, right. I am
as if there wasn't enough.
as if one of those moments in a book itself had not been enough for you. Listener, I am so excited to tell you that half of this chapter is just Wander bathing.
You're not going to believe this.
You are not. It has been at least 2 weeks since Wander has bathed.
Yeah.
And listen, we've all been there.
Right.
What I did not need was a Super Bowl-esque play-by-play.
Right.
of an alien bathing in a cave in the dark with what can only be described as spicy shampoo and soap. And it was like pages long. Stephanie?
Right.
Stephanie. It wasn't even... It's not even, like, romance. Like, it's not sexy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just... And it's not even scientific.
Right.
It's just sterile.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's just... Stephanie being Stephanie of, like, here are 7 pages of an alien showering, bathing.
Right.
For not, like, the first time ever, but the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
In a new
Still
place.
Fresh. Yeah.
And using soap that's spicy. In the dark.
Spicy.
Like, and it's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Especially when, from what I could tell, after bathing, I keep wanting to call it showering, but it's not. It's just bathing in a dark river.
Right.
It's like, from what I could tell, there's no towel.
Yeah.
It's just like, you're going to bathe, and then you're going to put your clothes on, your wet body, and
that's it.
Sorry. And Wander has hair, but you're just going to deal with your wet hair, too.
Yeah.
And fuck you. Like, that's it.
I just love the idea that this book is what? Over 600 pages, right?
650.
650. And Steph, as she loves to do, is like, well, I can't kill any darlings here. There's nothing that I can really
this is necessary.
chop out, you know? It's not like we've had this scene before. Almost exactly.
Yep.
It's like, hey, maybe it's been a while, and maybe, you know, the reader's getting a little bored because it's been a million pages so far that we've read. And it's like, how about we just remind them of what it's like? Give them a little taste, you know, in case they forgot. It's like, no, we remember. That we don't need to hear it again. Actually.
And I would argue that someone who is reading this book at this reading level
yes,
is aware of what bathing looks like.
Sure, yeah.
And that changing the circumstances into a cave is not changing it by a lot. Like, I think we all got it. So, it's just wild. The rest of this chapter is just more chores. Jeb being like, how much can I back off from the community so that Wander is acclimated and they don't kill them? Apparently, it just takes a couple days, which is fine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And after about 4 days, they can be in the same room with Wander. Still, like, not chill, but, like, will not kill them. Like... And so that is at least a good start anyways. Yeah. So that is nice. It finally clicks with Wander after that 4th day. So Wander finally asks both Jeb and Ian of like, hey, I'm starting to pick up on the fact that you're making me do all of these chores and you're not there when you ask me to do them. So like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
What's going on?
To the point where Wanda's like really direct and is like, why haven't you killed me yet?
Right. What are you waiting for?
I appreciate the candor.
Yeah.
Why beat around the bush? I get it. And they finally like admit as well of like, you know, like it's not necessarily that they're admitting to like trusting them yet, but they are admitting like they're trying to keep them safe.
Right.
Which is a massive change of pace from what it first started with. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. What I'm imagining is going to happen as soon as this ends. Now that things have settled, is Jared is going to come back and be like, what the fuck has happened? Like, yeah. And just completely change everything. So
I love it.
Because that is exactly what I would do. So, and he's kind of a hothead from what I've imagined. So,
yeah.
We will find out anyways when we have chapters 25 and 26, which seems like, hey, in an average book, that would be a lot, and we're like not even halfway.
God.
I don't know why she does this to us.
I don't know either.
But I am always happy to keep reading if it is for our patrons. Absolutely. I'm happy to thank.
Yes.
Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Shout out Mallory Hardwick.
Pew, pew, pew. Thank you to Katie Black.
Ow, ow. Yeah.
Ow, ow, ow.
Ooh. Thank you to Kylie Minty.
Thank you to Elizabeth James.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Jess Love.
Thank you to Alex Dornan.
Shout out Carrie Goldberg. Ooh.
Thank you to Mickey Meyer.
Ow. Yes. Yes. Thank you to Zoe Steele.
Thank you to Rebecca Cullen.
Yes. Shout out Amy Taylor.
Thank you to Mulch Gray.
Mulch. Shout out to Taylor Brown Town Lautner.
Woo!
Ooh, yes.
Who apparently, I don't know if you saw, but her and her mom are re-listening to this, and it's making me feel so fucking embarrassed.
Yeah, because as you know, and as everyone knows, we don't remember anything the second we stop recording. And so the fact that she's bringing up things that we said in episode, 2 is
cancel
very
culture.
Fun. Yeah, it's actually, we are being attacked, and I don't appreciate it.
And you'll be hearing from our legal team, which is you, so what the fuck?
Yeah, fun little Ouroboros there. Double Jeopardy, baby. All right.
Thank you to Aaron Weber.
Ooh, yeah. Shout out to Gwen Stanley.
Thank you to Jasmine Anastasia.
Ooh, yes. Shout out to Bailey Christian.
Thank you to Jay Molina.
Ow, yeah. Thank you to Cassandra Bomer.
Thank you to... Oh, fuck, I have a cat hair in my mouth. Hold on. I was trying so hard to... I was really excited for this name. Oh, fuck. Okay, thank you to Toussaint Wanderer.
Ooh, yes. Thank you to our mom, Kelly Beck.
Our mom.
Ooh, yes.
Thank you to Aaron Salinger.
Yeah. Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Thank you to India Peach.
Woo. Oh my god. Shout out.
It just made me feel so self-conscious, like I was in a middle school bathroom for a second. Like, what the fuck?
Listen, no, come for our fucking voice acting.
I just, covered my butt crack really quick. Like, oh my god, what's showing?
I'm exposed. Oh my god. Shout out to Casey Yorkie.
Oh my god.
This is harassment.
Thank you to Sarah Blight.
Ooh, yes. And thank you, last but not least. Is it Laura or Laura?
I think it's Laura.
Laura. Thank you, last but not least, to Laura 40.
Or Laura. Woo!
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, I have a fan fiction for you.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. This was published on January 19th of 2009. So it's almost vintage at this point. This is titled Snowed In by Eclipse Dawn.
Love it.
And the summary is, Bella travels to Alaska to vacation in the cabin Alice loaned her. What happens when Bella finds out she is not the only person staying in the cabin? Alternate universe / human. Also, I don't own Twilight.
Good to know.
Good to know. It's helpful. It's good to know this is not Stephanie Meyer. This is from chapter 2. Helpful information to know prior to this is that Bella had just been dropped off by a man named Jacob into the house and had just gotten the call that she has been snowed in. And so that is helpful. Also, a person had started driving up the driveway prior to this.
Amazing.
So that is helpful context. Okay. I stood by the phone, wallowing in my horrific thoughts until they were halted by a noise coming from outside the cabin. It sounded like a car. Hooray! I was going to be saved after all. I listened happily as the noises approached the cabin further. There were feet crunching in the snow outside, then on the porch. I waited for whoever it was to knock on the cabin door so I could happily greet them and thank them for rescuing me, but I couldn't hear anything. Why would they wait outside the door? I waited and waited for what seemed like hours, barely breathing in case my breath masked any noise. A horrible thought occurred to me. What if the person outside wasn't here to save me? What if they were here to do just the opposite? It was then that I heard the doorknob rattle. In a moment of abnormally clear thinking, I reached for one of the butcher knives displayed on the counter and gripped it with white-knuckled fear. I heard the door creak open, and I scalded myself for not having locked the deadbolt. Oh my God. The footsteps I had once thought friendly and now believed dangerous were making their way across the living room to, oh my God, the kitchen. My feet were unable to move, but it's not like they had anywhere to escape to. I was trapped here with an intruder. I shakily lifted the huge knife to aim it at the door and prayed that the invader wouldn't be able to tell I had no idea what I was doing. I stood unnaturally still and refused my lungs any air. I was so tense. Each moment seemed incredibly prolonged, like a suspense film in slow motion. I felt that the advancing footfall should have been accompanied by horrific orchestration as I saw the invader's shadow peek out from the hallway. He was almost there. He was in the doorway. He was entering the kitchen. He was turning on the lights. End scene.
Wow.
You know how intruders do? They
very gentle kind intruder.
They set the mood.
Yeah, they want the vibes,
Listen, you gotta have the vibes right.
Absolutely.
It's important. It's crucial. Well, as we say here, you gotta have the vibes right.
That's true.
They gotta be crucial.
Crucial.
Also, watch out for any middle schoolers that are saying, oh my God, around you.
Oh my God.
In case it brings up any, horrific memories for you.
Sure.
Like it did for me today.
Just moments ago.
In case they ask you for lip gloss, like they did for me, or tampons, or they do that what was it, like loser, wannabe,
oh, fuck.
They always do that, call and
it's
response.
It's like the hand thing,
Yes!
too. Yes.
And it always just, I would always be like, that's so funny, and then just, cry.
Right. You guys are really funny. That's a good one.
So funny. I'll go deal with that trauma later with my therapist. But anyways, as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit
and get whipped.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. Our theme music is by Eli Krauss, and our artwork is by Maddie Padilla. Follow the show on Twitter at Into the Twilight, and support us on Patreon at patreon.com/intothetwilight. Send us an email or a fanfiction at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. You can find Allie at Into Wild Places and me at Cody Crow. You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.